Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Beverly again with you today. I'd like to continue talking about the FBI defamation of me because I would not spy on the U.S. Army for them. Today I wanted to talk about some of the places they reach out to help them in this injustice. And I will start with the banks. I work mostly with the Federal Credit Union simply because the military, supposedly military advantages you get from these banks. And so I reached out to them. I will start with the State Department Federal Credit Union because I did do some work with them in D.C., the State Department. And I've been with them like 20 years. But it started back in 2021 when I took a loan from them, $25,000 loan, to put on what I thought was an investment, a company in Connecticut, which I found out was a scam later. Nonetheless, I continue and I made payments back to them. I paid 23 plus back to them, but what was happening at the time was the FBI, quite obviously, and the FBI wanted to see my credit scores go down, so they reached out to the bank. Well, what they did is, as I paid them every month, they were closing the account, and somebody was getting the money. I don't know, but it was in the bank. Every time I would go online to check, there's no record of it. But to date, I do have all the records, the bank statements that was made, and receipts, some receipts from them, of course. But it continued to the end where I just had to terminate my relationship with them, and I went with Navy Federal Credit Union. But in April of this year, I knew then that the FBI had gone to them because they mentioned something about me and children. So what they did, it was on a payday in April, and they canceled my ATM card and held my money up, my paychecks and my Social Security and other documents. They held up my pay for a week. I had no access to my pay. So I had to withdraw from them and seek other banking system. I had 3 direct deposits from government, from the Army, Civil Service, Retirement, from the VA for Social Security, and from Air Force as well. And I took that and I went to Andrews Air Force Base. They have a credit union there. And the same thing occurred because the FBI was always present, always. They decide what they want to do. And they pay these people to carry out their injustices. And they did. Andrews, just this past month, my direct deposits usually come in on a holiday they would pay before. This past month in November, the OPF, which is the OPM, which is pays civil service and Social Security and DFAS and the VA, sent the money to them on the 26th because they usually release it on the 27th before Thanksgiving. Well, what the Andrews Federal Credit Union did, they held on to my money until the 1st of December, which is a Sunday. And of course, Sunday and Saturdays and holidays, no transactions should occur in the banking system, but they made it that way. Well, what the point about this is that they held my money for during the Thanksgiving period. So I had to reach out to them for what they call overdraft. And when I took the overdraft, they charged $32. So what happened? They hold on to my money, put their money out there, and then tell me I have to pay for it when they're getting interest on my money. And this is what the games they've been playing in since April. The same holds true for Navy Federal Credit Union. They hold on to your money and they don't give it to you, and then they claim it's the organization that's sending them the direct deposit that is determining. And I know it's not true because I know how the law is as far as paying government workers. So this is another thing. Another thing that the FBI has been doing is they've been going into my bank account. They go into my bank account, and what they do, they make payment to people, and then they delete it from my app, and they delete it from they hack into the credit union's system as well and delete it. So what is happening here is if I have $10, they'll delete $55 for instance, but it doesn't show because it's deleted. But it's being paid to whoever they made it out to. And this is what is happening up until today as well. This happened today when they paid the hotel where I was staying. They paid them 3 times when I had already paid them. And then it disappeared off there, so I can't dispute it, and the bank has no record of it. But it was paid. The same thing occurred when I went to one of these fly-by-night, I know now, people that does travel, flight reservation. I made a reservation with one of them on the 4th for $185. I went into my account, that transaction was deleted. And when I talked to the bank, they had no record of it either, but it was paid to that scam people. And this is the kind of things the FBI does. They take my money and hand it out to whoever they want. Then they delete it so I can't dispute it with the bank because it doesn't appear. But in most of these cases, I was lucky that I went ahead before they deleted it, and I have records of that. So these are some of the things that I'm going to be turning over to the Congress to show the criminal act the FBI has been doing to me. Another thing is, too, they've been, and this is true defamation, they're telling these people that I'm a child molester and a prostitute. Never happened. But they use this terrible crime to destroy me, and these people see it as something that I'm doing, and I'm not. You see, and I can't blame them in a sense either, because if we can't trust the highest level of our law enforcement, who can we trust? These people believe the things that the FBI said, not even thinking that if she's committing all these hateful crimes, why hasn't you, the FBI, taken action? You have arresting power, you have all these powers. Why haven't you arrested her? And I will explain to you why. Because the FBI is doing everything they can to get me in their possession. They're doing everything. It's called entrapment, and they're trying in every way. They send the kids 24/7 to follow me, but I have nothing to say to these kids, and I just walk by them. You know, I go for instance, I'm here in the hotel, and I go to breakfast, and the kids purpose will come up and trip over my leg and stuff like that, and I just pretend it never happened. I just turn my back to them. But anyway, the FBI has made it. They have tried everything in their power to have me stressed out or to get me in their power or something. And they started by lying, making up videotapes. They've, gone through my banking system. They have everything you can think of, and they torture me. They do all that. They block all my communication system. They block any employment. I get tons of it every day. People sends me email saying, would you like to work for such and such company, every day, and I have a list of that, which I will present. The FBI offered me an executive job and told me, please apply. I applied and never heard from them. I know it's not them. I know it's the FBI because they had my resume and they knew my credentials. So these are the things the FBI does. They reach out. Even here in the hotel, they went and told the people here in the hotel. I'm staying at the Staybridge Hotel in Greenbelt, and they went and they told them as well. So I told them the truth, that the FBI are liars, pathological liars, career criminals, and cold-blooded killers, because I know now that they're trying to hurt me. And I'm going to reach out to the Congress tomorrow and to the Senate and ask for protection against FBI. I'm in fear of my life with the FBI because they've done everything to put me under their custody, and it hasn't happened. I have no reason to be in the custody of the FBI. I've done nothing. I have had some parking tickets, and I paid. I had one the other day, and I paid it. So I'm not going to be held as a prisoner mentally or physically by the FBI. They reach out to everywhere I am and every person I deal with. I just got a letter from my insurance company, my auto insurance company. She's telling me intent to cancel. I'm going to cancel with her. Is there other insurance? Because what the USAA insurance company did to me is that they sent to Lexus, I think his name, telling them that I had multiple accidents, none of which is true, and they used date that doesn't even, I had no accident in. I had one in the 21st of December, 2022. Someone ran in the back of my car here on the base, and I can't even get an attorney. I can't even get anything from Allstate Insurance. Allstate offered me the other day $1,700. The therapist's bill is $18,000, but the insurance company offers me $1,700. FBI. USAA sent out to Lexus, I guess those are the people who keeps record on auto accidents, telling them that I had multiple accidents and they need 3 and said they paid $3,000 and plus for it, none of which is true. So these are the things I go through every day, and the FBI controls it. They control every aspect of it. They're telling these people to do these things to me, knowing they're lies. So I have to run around all the time and bring all the evidence, and I've learned over the years that I have to have those evidence, and I'm going to present them all to the Congress and the Senate, and they will see the truth. And I'm hoping that they'll stop this craziness and to remove the implants that the FBI has put in my body. I need to move on with my life and leave the FBI behind. So I just want to stop at this point and to say it once again, thank you for listening to my problems. Have a good night.